Well, as Victorians prepare to vote in this month's local government elections, the Greens are continuing to push hard in their campaigning. The minor party has enjoyed success at local government elections for decades and are hoping of a record result this time. 6 News reporter Lincoln Holmes has more.
The Victorian Greens have always sought to build support throughout local government, and that hasn't changed this election. The minor party is running candidates across Victoria in the local government elections, which are taking place via postal ballots throughout October. Roxane Ingleton is contesting Melbourne City Council as the Greens Lord Mayor candidate and was one of 8 candidates appearing at a special 6 News town hall.
Council should lead by example, scrapping the NRZ so other metropolitan councils are encouraged to upzone as well. We're going to have to try a lot of things, and Council will need to cooperate on multi-level government reform. If we don't, Melbourne simply won't be a place where you can afford to live where you work. We risk entrenching an economy where essential workers commute for hours each day to and from the CBD, while preserving the inner ring of suburbs for the very rich.
She said she would be able to work effectively with the state Labor government if Labor agreed to work with the Greens.
We firstly have our amazing Greens colleagues already within the state government that we would have as awesome advocates for all of our plans for improving housing affordability here in Melbourne. And, you know, as much as Labor loves to hate the Greens, we have had some really successful partnerships. You know, the Gillard government passed a record amount of legislation with bandt back in the day. When Labor decides to come to the party, we can be a really successful coalition.
Callum Bugbird is running for Glen Ira City Council, having previously contested the 2022 state election.
I've always been someone who complains about things historically through my life, a bit of whiner. But I think that if you're going to complain about something, you may as well show up for it. And this election in council is one of the most important council elections, not only for the Greens, but since previous council elections. We have the biggest representation of young people ever before. We have a lot more, people of color, queer people of all demographics, and most importantly, demographic that I run with in Mariam is I'm also a renter. I'm also someone who's trying to make it through the day, classic term, make ends meet, but I am part of my constituents.
Bugbird has gained some attention for his use of social media to spread his message.
Trending videos is something to catch on to, just because young people growing up, before they even allow to vote, they can have just a small understanding of this sort of engagement. But the videos I make on TikTok, for example, aren't particularly policy heavy or I'm not talking to the camera for 10 minutes about something. It's for the fact of engagement. And then people can go to my account and be like, oh, he has an Instagram, he has a Facebook. I'm very lucky that I grew up with technology and that I am chronically online. I'm cursed with words like skibidi toilet and Sigma and all that. Terrible. Just in my area, that people have oh, you're that guy online. It's a bit silly. But the people who see that are the young people on TikTok, because I choose to post what on where. Facebook, Instagram is more serious. Facebook is for that older generation. So on Facebook, it's mostly post blocks, policy announcements, community engagement type of thing. Instagram is kind of a leeway between Facebook and TikTok. So some make it through.
I think that particularly where I live in Mayoral Ward, it is historically a really conservative area. And so I was really keen on seeing what we could do by putting some resources into running a campaign for the Greens in an area that is typically kind of not targeted by us. So I'm really excited to see that once we put some resources in, what kind of leverage that can do for us, not only at a council level, but also other levels of government. It's really interesting that people tend to have the perception that they want to keep party politics out of council, given the fact that even if candidates aren't endorsed by other parties, they are members. So I think it's really important to highlight to members of the community that we're being transparent about our party politics and what we stand for, and I think that just provides a level of surety for people. They know what they're going to get, whereas some of the other candidates that are members of other parties are not very forthcoming in doing that.
You can find the latest coverage at local elections.com.au. Lincoln Holmes, 6 News.